Good day, good day, good day, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing well. Good day, Mommy. It's good to see you. Good day, Pastor Al. Good day, Wayne. Oh, Wayne, you're giving me a lot of energy. Yes, yes, yes. I'll take it. I need it. I appreciate it. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So, welcome to Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa. And SIP is spirit in practice. So let me see. My mind is going like all over the place right now. And so let's just take a deep breath. Yeah, just that centering breath, Nan, right? Sometimes we just need to take a centering breath. Lindsay, good day, everybody. So yesterday, I pre-recorded the show. As many of you know, Marco and I had to go to a funeral. One of his best friend's father passed away. And, the thing about going to funerals, at least for me, is I find out things about the person that I never knew. And that's one thing. And the other thing is you really get to know who the person truly, truly is by the consistencies of the stories that people tell about the person. And everyone shared stories. The folks that did share stories shared consistent stories about his kindness, about how he would just show up for you no matter what, about his love for exercising. Like, if there were all these people from his gym, like a crew of them from his gym. And this man is probably in his 70s, I believe. And he was very active physically. And his love of Jesus the Christ, that came through in just about every story that was shared about him, and how much he loved his granddaughter. He had one granddaughter, Morgan, and she spoke. She's 11 years old, and she spoke at her grandfather's funeral like a preacher, y'all. She spoke like the minister who was going to do the eulogy. He didn't do it. He was like, Morgan already did it. And so he was like, she gave the eulogy. It's no need for me to go on, and that was the right decision for him to make, because she demonstrated such strength and love. She didn't cry. You hear me? She's 11 years old, and her grandfather passed away, the first person in her life that was close to her that she's experiencing death, and she was just a powerhouse. She really was a powerhouse. So just a shout out to the McNeil family, that we love you and we are keeping you in our prayers. So that's where we were yesterday morning. And I shared in the recording that I woke up feeling, heaviness and feeling a little out of sorts, and, knowing how much we need to appreciate life and everything that we have, and gratitude and prayer helps me to stay in that place, from day to day. And so I was thinking about the new series for this week, because yesterday I said was a one-off. And when I woke up this morning, guess what? I felt heaviness again. I did. And I felt out of sorts again. And I felt like I just wanted to crawl up into a little ball and pull the covers over my head. That's how I was feeling this morning. And I'm still not totally clear what this is about for me. But clearly there's something that is percolating for me that I am not running away from. I'm running towards, because I know it's for my good. So I decided that this week's sip is just going to be Unplugged. You know how MTV used to do Unplugged, those series? I might be dating myself right now, but MTV used to have a show called Unplugged, and they would have different artists on. And instead of having like all the production and everything happening, it would be a totally stripped down concert, if you will. So it would just be like the singer and maybe a acoustic guitar or the singer playing on their piano, something like that. But very stripped down, very to the heart, very intimate. And between songs, most of the times, the artists would share, you know, share whatever they wanted to share. Usually it was something very personal, heartfelt, usually stuff they wouldn't necessarily share if they were in an arena, you know, with thousands and thousands of people. So I decided this week's series is Unplugged. So it started yesterday. So you're getting the stripped down Rev Melissa who wakes up feeling heaviness, you know? And so that's where I am today. And I already feel the love, Heike and Vanessa and Lindsay and Pastor Al. Yeah, as long as it's coming from my heart. That's the only place it can come from. It's the only place it can come from for me. So as I was laying in the bed this morning, doing my best to allow myself to feel what I was feeling, not to disregard it, you know, not to act as if I'm not supposed to feel that way, right? I did what I did yesterday, right? Because it worked yesterday. It worked most of the day yesterday. And so I said, let's just do it again today, right? So I do what I do before I get out of the bed. I say my prayers and I say what I'm grateful for in the bed before I get out. And usually that's enough fuel for me to get me going. And it was enough fuel for me this morning to get me going and got me into the rest of my morning, which, as you know, is my morning practice. And as the universe would have it, everything that I read today for my inspirational reading reflected how I was feeling. I read two things. I read the 365 Days of Spiritual Living, of Richer Living, and I read my Science of Mind magazine for the day. And I want to share both. But right now I'm going to share the message from the Science of Mind magazine. And I'm only sharing the quote. And the quote is from Jesse Owens, the track star. You know who Jesse Owens is. Olympian. Yeah, Google it. Amazing, amazing man. This is what he said. The battles that count aren't the ones for gold medals. The struggles within yourself, the invisible, inevitable battles inside all of us, that's where it's at. I said, the struggles within yourself, the invisible, the inevitable battles inside of all of us, that's where it's at. That's where the gold is. That's where the gold is, right? How we are with ourselves when we're going through struggles or heaviness or, whatever it is, right? How are we with ourselves as we go through those moments? Yeah. And so that's the question that I've been asking myself, especially this morning after I read this, right? How am I being with myself as I go through whatever this is? Because I'm not really clear yet, but I know if I stay with it, and if I stay in my practices, my spiritual practices, if I stay in prayer and gratitude, if I allow myself to journey deeper within myself into the invisible, right? That it will reveal itself in the perfect right time, right? And so all I'm required to do is to continue to show up for myself. So if you're going through something right now, if you're feeling some kind of way, out of sorts, if you're feeling like there's a disturbance in the force, how are you being with yourself is most important, right? How you're being with yourself is most important. Allowing yourself to go through what just came to my mind was to go through the fire, right? Allow yourself to go through the fire, knowing that there's something in the burning, something that's being burnt away. Something's being burnt away, right? And in that process, something new is going to form, right? And there is, I know for me, I want to know right away what is that? Right? What is it? Right? Tell me now. I want to know now. What is it? Right? But it's not a but, and for me, what's required is patience, to be patient with myself, right? To be patient with myself. And all of this is a choice that we get to make every day. And so it took me back to, I remembered a sip that I did. I think it was like May. It was in May because I did it right after we came back. Marco and I came back from Minneapolis when we went to Paisley Park, and I did a whole series called The Work that was based on one of Prince's songs. And one of the things was choice. And I was talking about choice and how we get to choose, right? How we get to make choices for ourselves. How we get to choose how we're going to be with ourselves when we're in our high points and when we're at our low points. We still get to choose how we are being with ourselves, right? And I remember when I was in grad school, one of the things that was really important, right, was when you're feeling whatever you're feeling, the application that's needed is love, right? That you apply love to the parts within yourself that hurt, right? Not judgment, not beating ourselves up, not calling ourselves out of our names, but to be patient, to apply love, and to choose to do that every single day, right? Because I have to tell y'all, when I woke up this morning feeling similarly to how I felt yesterday, I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. 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 Let's just feel it, right? Let's just feel it. Because Nan put in the comments yesterday, I do read your comments, y'all, when I do the pre-recording. Nan put in comments yesterday that we are not our feelings, right? Reflecting back to me what I have said, right? We are not our feelings. So we could feel our feelings knowing that we are not our feelings. So that's what I'm doing. I'm feeling my feelings, knowing that I'm not my feelings. And choosing, even in the midst of that, to be patient, kind, and loving with myself, right? Because I get to choose that. I was sharing with another minister how I was feeling yesterday. And she had, she's like, oh, you're probably at a crossroads. Oh, she had, different things to share about why I might be feeling this way. And I appreciated all that. However, when I ended the conversation, what came to me was like, I get to choose. I get to choose how I see this. I get to choose how I see everything, right? So I say that to say that you get to choose. People are going to have their opinions about things, yes. but you get to choose with yourself, with the self within you that already knows, right? You get to choose how you're going to be with yourself and how you're going to see this, how you're going to hold it, right? And I always recommend holding it gently with an open hand so that what is there for you to receive, you can receive it. You can't receive anything closed up. You can only receive in openness. In openness. So let's choose to be open. Let's choose to be open. So I'm going to end this with a part of the reading from today's 365 Days of Richer Living. And if anyone has this book, The 365 Days of Richer Living by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker, they usually end the day with an affirmation or a prayer. And so I'm going to read that. And today is called Today I Live. And so I'm just going to read the closing paragraph. Yesterday is not, tomorrow is not, but today, bright with hope and filled with promise, is mine. Today I live. I now surrender every doubt and fear, every thought of confusion or uncertainty into the keeping of the divine spirit. I lose all sense of limitation, lack, and want into the divine abundance. I lift up the bowl of my acceptance and know that it is filled with the wholeness of plenty. I let God, the supreme intelligence, guide and direct me. So when I read that in my morning practice, I just took a deep breath because that was the love part. That was the applying the love part, you know? So Jesse gave me how I was reflecting back to me what I was feeling, right? Like the struggle, like not knowing what it is, right? But knowing it's within me. And then it was bookmarked, right? The other bookmark for me was what I just read, right? To lift up the bowl of my acceptance and know that it is filled with the wholeness of plenty. So I could surrender and I can choose to surrender, right? And you can choose to surrender also. So what's at hand is the choice. The choice of how we are being with ourselves, how we are loving on ourselves or not, you know, how we are choosing to be open or closed, right? The choice is ours. The choice of how we see everything is ours. So choose you, choose you, choose you. All right, y'all. So even feeling the way I do, you know what I always choose? I always choose to live life in joy, connected to my yes. All right, all right. All right, I'm reading some of your comments here. So Lindsay, where is that deep rest you felt you needed? Have you chosen to make that time for yourself? Thank you, Lindsay. I will take that. I will take that. The feelings are uncomfortable and we usually want to get away from them as soon as possible, but we need to practice building our ability to tolerate them, look at them, allow them to flow through us, and attend to yourself, like Rev Melissa is saying. Yes, yes, I love y'all. You know that? I do. I love y'all. I love y'all. So, yes, something is being stirred up, and I'm just going to be patient with it. I'm just going to be patient with it and love on myself through it. And Heike, thank you. Just what I needed to hear during my current time of heaviness. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm sending you all love and light. I pray for my congregation of joy every day. I just want you to know that I do. So let's get into some joy news. All righty. So, as I shared yesterday, if you have not done it yet, you need to watch the replay of Living Life in Joy. Sekou was the guest host, and the guest was Brandon Marshall, who serves on the board of Launchpad. Yes, there he is. And he's many things. Okay. Okay. So, Launchpad board member, mayor's digital director, and LGBTQ liaison. All right. So he is out there. He is on the ground, right? Doing the work. And it was an amazing, inspiring conversation that Sekou had with him. So if you didn't see it, please check it out. And if you have not made your contribution to the charity run that Sekou is doing, please do so. Because this is life-changing work that is being done by these 8 organizations for people who are out in the streets, y'all. They don't have a roof over their heads. So give from your heart. Go to SekouWrites.com and you can make your donation there. I believe the deadline is December 4th. So please, December 4th, let's not procrastinate, right? Because we don't live in a consciousness of delay. So let's do it now. Let's do it now. All right. So please join me this Sunday for Living Life in Joy, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And then right after that, we have Sunday in Praise, where I'm the spiritual director at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living. You can go to our website, rocklandcsl.org, and find information there about our service, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Friday is our next meditation with the moon at 11 p.m., November 19th, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't know. Something's percolating for the spiritual practice. I'm not sure, but it's coming into form in my mind. So we do a full-blown spiritual practice. The last one we had with the new moon was the bomb. It was the bomb. Diana got a download, y'all, that was spectacular that she shared in the after show with us. So after meditation with the moon, we have an after show on Zoom where we get to share and, just be with each other for a little bit. And let me see, what else do I want to share? Let's check in with Sekou. Yesterday I said, I can't check in with Sekou because it was recorded. But today I can.
What's happening?
Hey.
So, Rev Mel Unplugged. I like it. I like it. That's going to be a good album. Got that album later, meaning the podcast. Yeah. And I really love the Jesse Owens quote. And I've been asked many times what I've learned during this protracted period of running every day for now 169 days. And one of the things that stands out to me is that it's possible to not feel like doing anything and do it anyway. It is possible to feel like just curling up in the bed and pulling the covers over my head and just laying there or just getting on Netflix or whatever and still go out there and run anyway. And that's new information to me. Like I didn't feel like that was possible before because whenever I felt that way before, I would just curl up in the bed and pull the covers up and get on Netflix. I would do that thing that I felt like doing. And so it's shocking to me a little bit to know that it's possible to feel that way and do that other stuff anyway, to do what it is that you need to do. Like you are right now. Like you felt heavy, but you're still here doing the show live. Like you could have texted me and said, put up an old episode and I'm going back to bed. Like you still showed up and you're still doing the work. And I think that's important. And someone put in the chat, I think it was Lindsay put in the chat, that like it's easy to do the work when everything is great. But when it's hard, like that's when it's hardest to do the work. And what I've noticed over the past couple of days is that I was feeling good. So I stopped doing the morning practice. I stopped doing the gratitudes. I stopped kind of doing those things. Yeah, there it is. So I stopped doing those things. And then I was feeling grouchy and angry and all those other negative things. I couldn't figure out why. And I was like, oh, I haven't been doing my morning practice. Oh, I haven't been doing my gratitude. So it's important to stay in it so that when these heavy times come up, you'll be better armored for it. You'll be better prepared.
Yes, yes, yes. It's all a choice. It's all a choice. Yeah. And sometimes we think we don't have a choice. you know? Sometimes we, our subconscious mind sometimes makes us think we don't have a choice. But thinking you don't have a choice is a limiting belief. It's a limiting belief. No matter what is happening in your life, no matter what is happening in your life, you have a choice. And if you think you don't, that is a limiting belief. All right. All right, y'all, before I go into another sip. So we'll see what gets unplugged tomorrow, if you will. I love you all. Peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.